she is alive? How do we know she is alive?
Lady Kavanaugh?
Hey there, friends and family. This is Dan. I'm here at the Dan and Adam Are Afraid podcast. It is Sunday, October 19, 2025. It is episode 71. Let's hear it for episode 71, everybody. Joined here by my gay co-host, Adam.
Hello, Dan. It's me, your co-host, Adam. I'm here to talk to me. And let me
I'm
in.
heaps excited to talk to you today.
Oi, let me in. Let me in with my kangaroo.
I don't know.
That was a terrible accent I just did, but hey, everybody.
How's it going on October 19th, 2025?
It's good, dog. You know, I've just been watching these horror films this month. Went over to my in-laws yesterday. You know how that goes, going over to your in-laws. Oh boy.
I actually don't know because I just don't go anywhere ever. I stay in my house all the time, my apartment all the time.
Dude, I had some sushi yesterday. It was a good day. I bought a record. Well, we can get to that later, but things are spinning here at the old Adam Mansion. Yeah. Yo, back here on the board, we're spinning. It's spinning. I'll tell you what's spinning is my mind.
What's spinning this week?
Spinning out of control.
What's spinning this week?
That's fun.
I'm leaned out. I'm Adam and I'm leaned out.
What's spinning this week?
6, 7.
What's the deal with the 6-7 thing? Is culture dying? Is this
What's
like
the
culture
deal
inverting
with 6-7?
I've heard of this, and from what I gather, it's nonsense. So I'm like, are these kids just Swiss cheese brain? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. I asked 2 different kids yesterday what it meant, and for my nephew's, like, to his credit, he was just like, I don't know. He like my niece gave some sort of explanation, like some basketball player, and he's 6'7". But even that sounds wrong.
It's literally a TikTok clip. No, it's literally a TikTok clip of 2 kids in the audience going 6'7", and that went viral. We're doomed, dude. I'm sorry. For your nieces and nephews, Adam.
I think what it is, I think it's the ontological approach to the sexual position 69, but it's a rejection of the norm by this younger generation.
Oh, definitely.
No, yeah,
Totally.
I don't know. It probably makes as much sense as like Pauly Shore's fucking, hey, dude. I don't even know what his slang was back in the 90s, but yeah, culture has probably been stunted since then as far as like language goes. So now we're just circling the drain.
What's spinning this week?
I'll tell you what's spinning for me though is on this subject. There's this. You heard of the rapper Skrilla? He's got a song called "Doot Doot," and he says 6'7" a lot. That's where I thought it was from, where he's referring to some sort of like law enforcement code where it's like a dead body has been found. So
looking up a picture of Skrilla the rapper. Not familiar with Skrilla.
I caught him on a podcast. These podcasts, man. I tell you.
His single Doot Doot became popular on TikTok in 2025, sparking the 6'7" trend.
He talks just like he... This might get me in trouble, but he talks just like he looks. So, yeah.
I'm shocked a white person would be racist on my podcast.
Hey, I'm not the one wearing chains. Wait, no, that's not chains. Is that a hoodie? What is that?
This is a white people staple. This is Mardi Gras shit. It's from Mardi Gras.
Mardi
Massacre.
Gras. Let's hear it for Mardi Gras. Let's hear it for Mardi Gras, everybody.
What's spinning this week?
All right. Let me bring up some topics before you start saluting Hitler or something. I didn't take any notes because I just watched this movie at 3 a.m. Should we even talk about Utopia? Does Utopia even matter anymore?
I think we could talk about Utopia. I mean, it's not. It's called Utopia because it's never going to happen. So we might as well have a little bit of it exist here on this show, right?
Like all socialists before us, our project has failed, and I've given up all hope. I'm considering killing Adam.
Yeah, we're just moving on
An ice pick.
We're just moving on to the phase where all the communists kill each other. Because no one's better at killing communists than other communists.
No one's better at wiping your own ass than your own mother.
Hey.
What's spinning this week?
Man, that is going to piss off my wife when she listens to this one.
What's spinning this week? Let's see. What do we got here? Chad audio podcasting versus Virgin video podcasting. Not much to say there other than if you rely on video, you're a fake ass bitch.
Yeah, whatever happened to the
next,
days of radio, man? We're radio men. I never wanted to have my face plastered anywhere.
I mean, I'm good to look at. Like, it'd be nice to look at me, folks. But most of the fucking pasty pieces of shit I see on these podcasts, I'm like, why does anybody want to look at these people?
My coworker, who is from Mexico, primarily speaks Spanish. She watches podcasts while she's working. And I don't know, it's just, it's mind-blowing because these are very professional-looking podcasts that are completely in Spanish. And I'm racist because I'm like, wow, you guys have video podcasts down there, huh?
Wow. They're not even trying to... I'm not going to get into that. All right. Amy Poehler is a colonizer.
Yes.
How do you feel about that, Adam?
Man, I couldn't agree more, Dan. Amy Poehler needs to be
colonizing my space. Good hang? More like bad hang. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to acting. Oh, wait, you can't get acting anymore? Any acting roles because you suck? Fuck you.
Damn, shots fired.
I don't know, it's fucking annoying, dude. Have you looked at the Bad Hang podcast? Have you or Good Hang podcast? You just look at this shit. Have you ever looked at this shit? Have you ever once in your life looked at what we're facing?
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm seeing we got a little Tina Fey popping up in there as well. Oh, yeah, these are just all the Aubrey Plaza. Man, they're getting all the guests. They're getting all their friends. It's almost like a takeover.
Yeah, and they just look at things on their phones and say, "Oh, do you see this thing on your phone?" No, I didn't. But did you see this thing on your phone? Fuck, man. Anyway, Amy Poehler, you're on notice. You fucking colonizer. What's my next point? Americans as a Centaur car hybrids. How do you feel about that, Adam?
It sounds
a lot. Americans are more car human centaurs than they are humans.
Well, I certainly think our funerals should include more cars. Like we have the funeral procession.
I'm being buried in my car.
Yeah, bury me in my car. Bury me in a thing that I've spent so much time in. You know, kind of like how you would bury A
He's gonna light the car on fire.
Well, much like our early ancestors would bury that people with like stone tools, I want to be buried in my car, and then yes, set it on fire. But everyone still has to be surrounding. So if it blows up, I'm taking some people out with me. We're all going home together.
Goddamn. Like I'm putting, these are all my small things I'm putting inside the car that might explode and kill people. Little marbles.
Yeah. If I had any servants, they would be in there with me.
Again, don't have much to say about that other than it's true. I don't know, man. I had to go replace my battery yesterday, and that was fine. Wasn't too expensive, and the guy replaced it at AutoZone for me, which I was a little concerned about. I was like, should I really be having the AutoZone guy do this? But he did good. And my transmission's starting to fail, I think, so. Damn. It's sad.
That's heavy, man. Like you said, I was thinking about this while I was driving just home from work, I think, and how crazy it feels to be like lined up in traffic with 100 other motherfuckers on a stretch of road, and you're like, wow, things aren't just going insane. We're all for some reason following the same pathway, even though all it would take is just one split-second decision to ruin everything. It doesn't seem like a great system.
I think it's highly inefficient. We were watching this movie last night, me and my girlfriend, and we noticed the public transportation they hop on at some point. Like, did they not even pay? And I was like, well, they might actually have a functional country over there. There might be functional aspects to their country that's not completely collapsing. You looking this up? Does Australia have free public transit?
Some specific cities and regions offer them. Looks like Perth has a free transit zone. Yeah, free weekend services in some places. It's almost like they have a is that his name? Momdami?
Fuck Momdani.
Zoran?
I mean, he's fine. Well, whatever, man. We need to stop doing this Bernie shit. We need to stop doing this Bernie shit. What does he do? He's like, he gets elected on all these radical positions. He's like, actually, I love the cops. I'm so sorry for being mean to you. And I'm like, who is this for? It's because Obama did his little phone call. Fuck this country. Fuck you. If you're listening to this and you are a liberal, fuck you.
Are you telling me you didn't go to the No Kings protest yesterday?
Fuck. Adam keeps messaging me about this. She's like, you gonna go to the No Kings protest? I was like, fuck no, dude. And then I posted a picture of fucking, what is his name? The big fat rapper.
Oh, God,
the Lean Cup.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
He writes Kanye's music now. Dave Blunt's. I said, hell nah, dude. I got PTSD from going to these liberal-ass protests.
He wrote Heil Hitler? Wow. What an amazing...
No, he literally did, yeah.
All my homies, Nazis.
I thought it'd be a favorite of yours. Whitey. Where's my Whitey drop?
Ooh, cracker.
Cracker.
Yeah. I didn't go to a No Kings protest. If anything, I kind of went to brunch yesterday, if you know what I'm talking about, and went and got some sushi.
This motherfucker went to brunch. He's like, I'm at brunch, actually.
Believe it or not, you can still just go to brunch, no matter who's in charge, no matter who's president.
I liked my comment to you about this yesterday. Because anyway, yeah, I was like, watch this be the one time they do something cool, like storm the. And then I don't know. Next day, I posted a tweet from Hillary Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton, that said, "Hillary Rotten Clinton, fucking democrats, dude."
Lock her
Hillary
up.
was like, in 2 days, lock her up. Be a part of the largest peaceful protest in modern American history. Join No Kings this Saturday at an event near you to push back on Trump's power grabs and make it clear we don't do monarchs here. I saw a tweet about the No Kings rally, and it was like, Americans can't protest. They can only do the McDonald's version of protesting. And it's so true. Fuck, man. I don't know, man. And then you're like, I want to drive by the protest. And I was like, just thinking about the protest puts me in a bad headspace. No thanks. That's how I feel. As you can see, my rage is increasing as we talk about this. I don't like the state of things, and I don't think doing a liberal protest is gonna. What did they do? How many people gathered yesterday with no demands, no nothing? We're just showing we don't like Trump. We just don't like Trump. We're just showing them we don't do kings here, even though we literally do. Fuck you.
Yeah, there's no like meaningful organizing or collaboration, solidarity going on. Like my wife asked me like, "Well, what would you do instead?" And surprised her because my response wasn't we need to blow things up. Cuz we're not anarchists necessarily. I mean, I kind of am, but that whole adventurism approach to things where you're like, I'm going to fire shots into an ICE facility and only hit deportees. Obviously, you know.
Allegedly, all this shit's so fucking vacuous.
Well, yeah. Who even knows why he was there? This could have been. Like, this is America.
Yeah, everyone's right. Everyone's writing their favorites. They're writing their favorite TikTok sayings on the bullets they're shooting at people. This one said 6-7.
yeah. That'll be the one I believe is when they're like the round that hit him said 6-7 on the casing.
We're gonna keep a light on the podcast today, folks.
Yeah, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Shit. Well, that's all I had to bring to the podcast.
I do want to talk about Utopia very briefly because I do have another thing to throw onto our board.
Whoa.
In our conversation about what makes Utopia, I'm sure everyone can go back and listen to what we listed off. The fun things on there like mass transportation, housing, healthcare.
We said free housing, free healthcare, radical empathy, free public robust transportation, societal focus on science of the arts, extended family, unifying vision or force, and guaranteed jobs program, which I thought about, by the way. I'll talk about that in a moment.
I would just like to throw in one more where we have fighting pits. I want to bring back the fighting pits, Dan.
I think that's a great idea, Adam.
Well, because we have all these culture war, we have all this culture war bullshit that doesn't necessarily need to be legislated. You don't have to be making up laws about trans people. But it almost seems like if you have these big differences, it'd be worthwhile to say, okay, well, you two are going to go and fist fight for 2-minute rounds in the fighting pit that everyone can watch. Not to the death. Just talking.
Oh, no, actually, I disagree with this. I think we should bring back dueling. I thought that's where we were going with this.
Oh, little pistols at dawn.
Yeah, you can duel if you want to. You can straight up kill a motherfucker. As long as you both agree.
Well,
who cares?
Yeah. Well, either which way, I think both of those. I think that's a well enough. It could be in there.
Might even be a good election process. Duel to the death.
It just had me thinking about, it just had me thinking a lot about culture war stuff where it's like, that stuff is like, I get it that it's important to you as an individual and it should stay there, right? Like it should just stay as like problems between two individuals and not just this, like, cause it just like spins out of control and like nobody's voting for like nobody gets fired up to vote about taxes. They get fired up to vote about, illegal immigrants, which, I mean, has its own...
Legal weed.
Yeah. All these things that could just be hashed out between two people. But it's not. It's all forefront of our fucking...
You gotta see one battle after another, brother.
Yeah.
I heard you don't see anything, do you?
I heard that movie.
You just don't watch anything.
I heard that movie Blue.
Do you see... When was the last movie you saw in theater? Eddington? Is that the last movie you're going to see this year?
I saw a movie not in theater, but it was a new movie. I couldn't tell you though. The only movie
Do you just hate the theater? Is it because you have to go with your girlfriend? Your wife, rather?
I don't have a girlfriend, sir. Sir, I am offended. We're going to the fighting pit.
I'm just curious, man. I love going to the movies. It's like my preferred way of seeing a movie.
Our fear of the theater stems from a bed bug infestation we had once. And so I'm not sure where they came from, but I'm all worried that if I go to the theater, I'm going to get them. I still go sometimes, but yeah, I want to see one battle after another. I want to see, there's some other movies out there I want to see. I want to see The Smashing Machine. There's a whole list.
Yeah. No one went to go see Smashing Machine. Too little, too late. You guys all need to apologize to Benny Safdie. Holy shit. Not me. I commented on his tweet and I was like, amazing movie, brother.
What is that, brother?
All right, let's get into it. Let's cut into it. It's Halloween season. We're getting into the spooky. I watched this movie at like 12 a.m. We watched a movie this week, Adam. What did we watch?
Yeah, we watched 2022's Talk to Me.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Have you seen the group chat? You're doing it again tonight. No. Please. It's my mom's Remembrance Day. I just want to forget about it.
Who's up?
I'll do it.
Cannot go for more than 90 seconds. Am I clear?
What happens after 90 seconds?
Don't want to stay. Light the candle to open the door. Blow it out to close it. Put your hand on it. Now say, talk to me.
Talk to me.
What did the hand feel like?
It felt amazing. I could see and feel everything on the other side. So my mom, she was trying to reach out. I'm here. Still been seeing stuff.
You mean saying stuff?
What if we opened the door but we didn't shut it?
Oh my God, they followed us.
I like it. They're not gonna stop. They're never gonna stop. They like you.
Talk to Me is the 2022 Australian supernatural horror film directed by Danny and Michael Philippou, and their feature directorial debut, and written by Danny Philippou and Bill Hinsman, based on a concept by Daley Pearson. And this film follows a group of teenagers discovering that they can contact spirits using a mysterious, severed, and embalmed hand. How'd you feel? Did you like this movie? I'd like to get that. Just get that.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Yeah, I did like this movie.
All right, that's the show, folks.
But however, it is very derivative.
Oh shit! I'm sure we'll get into that. Let me just pop up my little notes here. You think I would just do that immediately?
Which I'll just say up front, as we get into that criticism, it's not a bad thing. I mean, horror movies have always ripped off other horror movies. Just kind of, it's part and parcel. Especially on a debut, you know, you don't have your own style yet necessarily. So you're having to form your style through several, influences, and I think we know who influenced this one.
Yes. I mean, of course we all do. How about you go ahead and tell me, though? Explain it for the audience, though, not me. Who are they deriving their style from?
Have you seen Tar? No, I don't know. I couldn't think of a better joke. It's Hereditary, folks. Ari Aster's Hereditary, with this little lemon slice of Get Out.
A little, yeah, absolutely. Nice. I'm glad we picked up on that. So this movie premiered at the Adelaide Film Festival, which is where these guys are from. They're from Adelaide, Australia. And that was on October 30th, 2022.
30 October 2022. Put a shrimp on the barbie.
Shrimp on the barbie. It's not going to be the last time he has tried to be Australian, mate.
How I just sounded is literally how the directors sound.
I think the opening of this movie, like if you don't know it's Australian, you know immediately because people are like, "Oi, have you seen Ducket? Oi, oi,
oi, where's Ducket?" I wasn't sure if it was going to be Americanized or not. I should say, I just generally don't like Australian films, and that's not like me being like racist necessarily or like prejudiced. It kind of has turned into that in a way, but it's just because I've never seen like a good Australian movie. Every fucking Australian movie I watch fucking sucks and is boring and slow and not well made, and I'm just like, I don't think Australians know how to make movies. So watching this one, I was like, it has a bit of a disadvantage being directed by two cartoon characters from YouTube and TikTok, but it was really good. And you can see they have a unique, voice and vision that I'm excited. Like I wish we had another pick and we could just bring her back, like back to back, because I'm really curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah, I was. It was on. So like sometimes we watch this on HBO Max, and when the credits run, it pulls up suggested films, and I wasn't even looking up at the screen. I was like, oh, I guess there was a sequel to this movie. Wow. And my wife kept saying, oh, yeah, bring her back. And I was like, yeah, how do you know that? And it's just right there on the TV screen in front of me. I think it's where, and you mentioned it. It's worth mentioning again. These guys are YouTubers. They got to start with, they had little YouTube shorts, horror comedy shorts. And I think it's really neat to see guys like this go from, making little silly videos for the internet to making a full feature presentation. And
yeah, we got a clip. Jamie, we got a clip, don't we?
Where were we? We were talking about Talk to Me.
We're talking about how the process from going from how to get the script picked up to actually shooting.
Yeah, so we got
there was
past
a blackout.
that. We got a blackout in the studio. So we got to the script gets approval. You manage to dodge all the obvious tropes.
Yeah, but I know by going to the studios, the people that financed it were still iffy on us directing. They said to Sam, our producer, they're like, what have they done exactly? Can you send some stuff? They were still a little bit unsure because it's a big gamble. It's so much money. So we sent him the car hit video. No. Yeah, well, we just sent them some examples of a more narrative-driven video, which our YouTube videos never really were. So it was hard. I remember
Joe
we did a
fucking
short
Valley
film called
Girl?
Deluge before we started the YouTube channel.
So was there talk of someone else taking it over?
That's what they didn't say that specifically.
The
but
thing is,
and one of the reasons we didn't go with the Hollywood studios because they would have Final Cut and be able to make changes and stuff, and every single shot and sound effect and everything was so I guess have a strong sense of how we want it. I couldn't imagine having that control taken away from us.
Right.
So we went the independent route, lost half the budget, and then it was supposed to be an 8-week shoot. We ended up. It dropped to a 7, then a 6, and a 5. So we had 5 weeks. We lost an extra $1 million out of the budget because we cast Sophie Wilde because she wasn't a name yet, as a lead.
So they took $1 million away from you?
Yeah. But
meanwhile, she was great.
She was incredible. She is the best, and now she's doing she's got a lot of stuff coming up, which is amazing. It was worth it to us because she was the best performer, and I've never, man, it's such an amazing experience having someone that's so good at their craft and like will elevate it to a point higher than you could imagine in your mind. Like we have a strong thing of like how we want it to be. You get amazing artists like that and they just fucking elevate it. She was so committed. There were days when we asked her not to sleep and come to set not having slept because her character's losing her mind or she's meant to have been up all night. So she would do that. There was a scene where she starts like hitting herself and she was so committed she started beating the crap out of herself for real. She was just so caught up into the character in the moment. Yeah, so, she was like, and because it was such a short shoot, like we had to really, and it was during COVID got like down but coming back up. So if you get COVID, then you know you can't come to set for a week, or so it was like Survivor on set. Like people, like, there was 1 week we lost like 7 people, and that was on Friday. I'm like, come Monday, there's gonna be no one left. Like, we're just like losing so many people. Everyone was constantly getting tested. I mean, if the production shut down, we weren't gonna finish it. We weren't gonna make it on budget. There was like budget set aside for certain emergency situations, but it was like really, really tight. So we had to reinvest all of our fees back into the film. Our producer reinvested all of our fees back into the film to make sure that we could get Sophie. And it was just a race for the finish line. It was there was days where we had to shoot 8 minutes of the film in one day. Usually on a film, it's supposed to be like, on average 90 seconds, something like that, per day of filming.
Yeah. Joe is a valley girl. That's insane. I've never noticed that before, but he just sits there and does the dead, like the rasp. Like, oh, yeah.
I can't even do it right.
But him juxtaposed with the cartoon characters that are Danny and Alex Philippou or whatever is pretty funny. It was a good little interview segment. But the things I nailed there were, well, let's talk about the cast, Adam. Let's talk about the cast. We have Sophie Wilde as Mia, a relatively unknown, and apparently they lost $1 million of their budget just for casting her. That's crazy. I didn't know that's how shit worked. They're just like, all right, you can do that, but we're taking money away from you. What?
Yeah, they want to get the big names, which is crazy. She's a good choice. I was reading about her, and like she's pretty much like an acting nerd. Like she's been doing acting since she was like a child. She went to acting school. Her high school was a school of the performing arts, and that's just really cool. I was an actor in high school, not at a performing arts high school, but I think about how cool that would have been had I just kept doing that instead of, what I did do.
Yeah, for sure. She's very talented. I think she was a really good choice, and she obviously has to carry this entire fucking movie. Outside of the brother, who's like fantastic as well. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's really bizarre. Who do they want in this movie? We should say Miranda Otto. I know I clocked her right away, and so did my girlfriend, because my girlfriend is a huge Lord of the Rings fan. She plays like Eowyn or something like that. Yeah, she's good. That's a good role. That's a very empowering little thing.
And she's great in this. Like she is just
she's always great.
Powerhouse.
Everything I've seen her in. And she's older, but it means she can do like different performances now. She could be like the mom who's like kind of scary. And then we got Alexandra Jensen as Jade, which is Mia's best friend. Sophie Wilde plays Mia, our main character, and her best friend is Jade, played by Alexandra Jensen. I mean she's good for what it is. She has a very good look for the role, I think. It's very like girl next door, right? I don't know what you'd say. I feel like that's a very sexist thing to say. She has very average looks.
Damn.
No, she's pretty. I mean, it's just she's not like a supermodel, You don't have like Megan Fox as your best friend in the movie. You just have like a regular looking person, and that's kind of like my thing with this movie. Is I like that I have not really seen anyone outside of Miranda Otto. It makes it very authentic. I remember seeing the trailer initially, and the one character that is like doing the processions. I was like, this character is so fucking annoying. But that's my whole take on this movie. Is I was wrong. I was I came into this movie with a bit of a bad heart, being like, I'm not gonna like this shit. It's Australian, it's new, it's TikTok. These fucking these young kids don't know what they're fucking doing. But I was surprised. I actually like this a lot. And when I look at the reviews on Letterboxd, everyone seems to be giving it like 3.5, and I'm like, seems a little low. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I also think it's interesting that Alexandra Jensen, she is, what is this? She's 25 or 26. That's weird, right? It gives an age range. Sophie Wilde, she is 27. What is up with these 27 to 28? Does Australia use a different calendar than we do?
I have no. Maybe we just don't know their actual birth date.
But these are all high school. They're all portraying like high school kids, and I felt like it wasn't cringy. You know what I mean?
I mean, I thought they were in like college or something at least, right? Are they in high school?
I believe so. I mean, I don't know how schools work in Australia.
17-year-old Mia. Yeah. Strange. I don't know. They seemed older to me. I did not go to one class.
Well,
in stark contrast to Hereditary, where Alex Wolff or whoever goes to school. Do they even have schools in Australia? Do you just learn stuff on TikTok?
We just learn stuff from a kangaroo. You just
follow the kangaroo.
Just get in their pouch.
Get out there. Follow that kangaroo. It's like, all right. It's like Walkabout. That's how you learn about life. Is your father tries to murder your ass in the fucking Aboriginal desert. Dude, Australia is fucking scary. It's so big, and like I don't think it's kind of like Canada or like Russia, where like people only live in certain places, and then the entire outback is just like, it's scary out there. Be careful.
Yeah, don't go out to the bush.
You get killed by every bug imaginable. But I don't know. We should say. We haven't mentioned Otis Dhanji as Daniel, Jade's boyfriend. It's always funny when someone has my name. And I'm just like, this ain't my name. Not a great character to have to be identified with.
No, you didn't like his dog scene?
No, I was like so scared they were going to hurt the dog. I guess that's intentional, right? That's the director's being like, let's make him think he's going to hurt the dog. He's going to molest the dog.
No, that dog was having a good time, man.
This movie, I guess that's the thing. Let's talk about this. Let's take a step back as we go through the cast list here. I have a question. Was this movie scary? Were you scared?
That is a very good question. I watched the first time I watched it. There were a few scenes that had me kind of going like, ooh, where I was like later on walking through my house, like checking out corners of my bedroom, being like, someone there? I don't know if I would call this movie scary as much as I would just call it good. Like, I really liked it, and I really like the spooky parts, the supernatural elements to it. But other than, like, the shocking violence in a couple scenes, yeah, I don't know if I would say this movie scared me.
No, it's more disturbing in my mind. That's what I would say. It's disturbing. I was disturbed. I mean, it's tough, right? You know, these movies come out and everyone's like, scariest movie of the year. We have a friend who was like, this was scary. I was terrified. And I'm like, so he hypes it up and I'm like, it was just kind of disturbing. Like, I'm afraid of hitting my head now a little bit.
Yeah.
Be careful not knocking my noggin.
Oh, man. Yeah, this has some noggin knocking scenes in it.
But I can see, like, you know, you have that scene where, wow. You have the scene where they're, who is it? Is it I think it's Alex, right? Is the name? Who's the main character's name? Mia. Whoops. Mia's in her room at night and it's dark and she looks in the corner of her room at like a pile of clothes or something. And she intently looks at it. And then it turns out it's actually a demon spirit walking towards her. And that's like Hereditary, you know? You know, like where they flick on and off the lights and it's the mom in that movie. So I can see that element being spooky. The only time I get that spooked is when it's like 3 a.m. and I'm alone in my apartment and I'm like scrolling through the subreddit for paranormal hauntings, ghosts, glitch in the matrix, and I'm just like, oh no. That's the only time I actually get scared. That's when I start looking at my closet like, oh no. Doesn't happen during movies.
Yeah, no, it's similar.
Or because of movies.
Similarly, my biggest fear is like taking the garbage out and it's 9 p.m. and it's dark outside and there's no noises except for some distant cars, and I hear like a scraping along the sidewalk, and then I have to get to the door real fast and then get in and close it. But then I have to go upstairs and it's dark, and I'm like, oh, if I turn around, I'm gonna see Chucky. I'm gonna see an alien. To me, that's scarier than most movies. Yeah.
So there I was, taking out my trash. And then I saw Chucky. Yeah, the doll from Child's Play.
Oh no, he's gonna kill me. Ah!
I just wanted to use my Unsolved Mysteries drop. At least one of them. We're going to introduce those as a permanent part of this show. I just remembered to sample them this morning, though, so I don't know where anything's at. I love Unsolved Mysteries, dude. And the soundtrack's not on Spotify. You can't just go listen to the Unsolved Mysteries soundtrack very easily. You got to buy that shit on wax. You got to listen to the Dan and Adam Are Afraid podcast.
On wax. It's going to be pressed. We're pressing this on the vinyl right now, actually.
So this movie's disturbing. And I'm disturbed, Adam. What scene do you think disturbed me the most?
Dan, I'm going to have to assume it's the foot-sucking scene.
No, it's you. But you loved it because you're sick.
I was like, yeah, suck on that toe.
So there I was, sucking on that toe. I did not like. I guess we'll get through it. Well, let's continue the cast list. Zoe Terakes. They're great. Good job. That is Haley, a party host. Chris Alosio as Joss, a party host. I have to assume this is the other guy, right? The other guy that's like, I got the hand from the guy.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
I like, I'll play a clip in a bit, but he has the part where Mia gets possessed for the first time, and he's like making faces at her and shit. He's like, oh, you like that? I was like, this is insane. So good, yeah, Joss. Marcus Johnson as Max, Mia's father. Good, you know, with what he's given. He doesn't have much screen time, but you do feel for him.
He has a lot of out of focus screen time too.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff with that movie. We'll get into it. Alexandria Steffensen as Rhea, Mia's mother. You know, she's out of focus quite a bit too. Sonny Johnson as Duckett. Ari McCarthy as Cole, Duckett's brother, and Jason Coleman as Burke Spirit. I have to assume Burke Spirit is one of the ghosts or something. Maybe the one that talks a lot. So that's the cast list. They all did a good job, and I'm glad it wasn't like Tom Cruise as Mia. Can you imagine Tom Cruise in this role?
Oh man, he'd be running, that's for sure. There'd be a lot of running scenes.
Yeah, when the ghost is like, run,
He'd just take off.
Like, I'm taking off. How do we work Mark Wahlberg into this? What he's like, wait, you think I'm here for a seance?
I'm not here for a seance, pal. I'm here to take you down. And then he would wrestle a ghost. Yeah, that would be the American version of this film would be like
he tries arm wrestling the porcelain hand. It's like, hey, I got this. Also, I'm bald. We we gotta keep these bits running. That's part of being a good podcast. You just gotta keep these running forever. You'll hear more from Mark Wahlberg will return.
Somehow, Mark Wahlberg has returned.
It's about family. It's losing my mind. So let's go through the plot. I actually do want to talk about the plot on this one. So it starts off at the house party in Adelaide. I love the cinematography in this movie. Like walking through the party was really cool. It did remind me of Hereditary, the party at Hereditary in Hereditary, where when they're chopping up the nuts and stuff. Like, hey, what do you? I hope no one here is allergic to nuts. So that is really good cinematography wise, and I love the opening scene where they break down the door. It breaks down the door. Another great breaking a door scene. There's another one in this year that came out in Smashing Machine. You got to see. Yeah, and the brother gets stabbed. So it sets you on this uneasy, feeling like, oh, what's going on? Why did because they're saying like the brother went like completely schizophrenic or something. I don't know, or maybe that's the vibe in the scene. But Duckett stabs Cole, his brother, and then kills himself. Oh yeah, he stabs himself in the head. I remember my first thought was, that's not possible. You can't stab yourself in the head.
Ooh, yeah, and I really like just the vibe, like because we have that beautiful oneer of him coming into the party, or at least it's made to look like a oneer, and. Yeah, just like in Hereditary, I really felt like I was at some sort of a party full of kids, which with apparently the mom there. That I thought that was interesting. Maybe that's how Australians do it, right? Your mom.
Oh, was she there? I didn't even notice. Okay.
I assume it may have not been, but
were they doing? Well, she's credited, and where else does she show up? So yeah, I think so. But like, yeah, it's weird. Are they not doing drugs and drinking at this party? Are they older? Maybe they're in their 20s. You can't tell in this movie because everyone's 25 or 27, and they're supposed to be playing like 17-year-olds.
Hey, I'm 17.
Classic. Hey, what? Wait, you don't think I'm 17 here? Mark Wahlberg, yeah, he'd be in this one because he's like 50 or whatever. He'd be like, hey. All right. So sometime later, 17-year-old Mia is struggling with the anniversary of her mother Rhea's death from an accidental sleeping pill overdose, and her distant relationship to her father Max, which I don't think we really see much of up to that point. I could be wrong. We're introduced to Jade, and we kind of come to terms with that, like, Mia's having a really hard time since her mom died, and she doesn't have a great relationship with her father, so she doesn't have a great home life, right? So she doesn't want to be at home. So she's constantly over at Jade's house, and she kind of, as we always talk about, she's forming her own newfound family, and that's an element to this movie for sure. But yeah, she's basically moved in with her friend, and she's over there all the time. I do like, they have the little brother. I wish I'd watched this twice because I want to know more about the beginning with the little brother. Because you don't really expect it to take the turn it does, necessarily. Well, I guess we'll get into it. Do you remember much about the brother at the beginning?
I mean, what we get in the beginning, yeah, we just get like these scenes of seeing how everybody's kind of related, and with the little brother, he's there waiting to get picked up. It looks like maybe at a skate park or at some sort of a park, and he's with his friend, and they're like not smoking cigarettes, but he's like lighting a cigarette on.
Oh,
and like,
yeah,
yeah, he's talking about how his sister's not here to pick him up, so he calls Mia, and then Mia gets there, and I do love immediately, like after they get in the car, it cuts to them driving down the road, and they're singing together, and it's like a nice shorthand in a movie to be like, oh, these characters are friends, like they're close. And I don't know, that's just like
it did confuse me though, because I'm like a fucking dumb stoner, so I'm just always confused. I think it took me like 30 minutes, and I had to ask, I was like, what's the relationship between everyone here? So that's where I'm at, folks. Like, I don't know if you picked all this up quickly and easily as it sounds like you did, but I didn't. This is proof that I'm like autistic. I don't recognize some patterns. I have problems with pattern recognition.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, so they're driving along, they're singing. I love, like I said, yeah, it's just like this shorthand, like, duh, these are friends, and they're just so into it. And then we get like a beautiful little, I don't know, you already said it earlier, an homage to Get Out. There's a fucking kangaroo in the road.
Which I do like. I mean, in America, obviously, you're going to have a deer. That's more of like, because you're looking at, because I don't know if this, because like the deer feels very Americana, right? I know there's deers in other countries, but it's very much like American thing, and we got deers fucking everywhere. In this one, you have the little kangaroo. I guess my question here is, what would you do in this situation, Adam?
God, okay, so I think I would be just like Mia, and I think I would be like, I can't do it. And I have this thought a lot.
Well, I mean, is that what you jump to, though? Do you jump to it has to die? It has to die!
Well, I think like later on, Jade is like, why didn't you call the RSPC or whatever the police or animal control she's talking about would be? And I don't know, maybe now after seeing this movie, that's what I would do. But putting it out of its misery, I think, is interesting. We'll bend the plot here a bit, spoiler alert, but she can't put this kangaroo out of its misery, and then later on in the film, she can't put someone else out of their misery. I think that was a beautiful little bit of foreshadowing.
Well, I was wondering where that connects, because I know they cut to that scene. They have like a little cut at that scene you're talking about, and I didn't understand that, I guess, until now. Again, folks, my brain doesn't work right. I'm different than you. Fuck you. Fuck you. So, they go to the party. They go to the party with the hand, and then we're introduced to the hand. I really like this. I really like that everyone's on their fucking phones and recording things and stuff. It feels very genuine. In the way that I'm like, yeah, dude, you would be recording. Because I guess, like, the thing here, I was listening to some of the interviews with the Philippous, and they were saying this is, like, a movie about connections. And so, like, the hand represents false connections. And, like, you know, everything else is real connections. Like, let's say Jade and her boyfriend Daniel, they have a real connection. So this movie's about connections, and when I was watching this movie, I also viewed the hand in this because I just listened to a podcast earlier in the day, one of my spooky podcasts. Check it out, Otherworld Pod. I mean, they don't need our fucking advertising, but it's a good podcast. But it was a really silly episode about a lady who was like, I got obsessed with using a Ouija board. We bought like a Hasbro Ouija board. Me and my friend got really obsessed with using it all the time and talking to things. We wanted to talk to John Lennon, but we let something else in. And they got so obsessed with it that it was like to the point like their boyfriends dumped them, and they're like, I don't think Sarah's ever gonna get off the Ouija. And I'm just like, that's kind of how this felt a little bit. So this thing's kind of like a Ouija board, but it's also kind of like a TikTok challenge, right? And that's because the question kept popping up in my head as we're watching, and as they keep doing this over and over. Because in my mind, I'm an old 30-year-old. I mean, they're all my age. Fucking Jesus Christ. But, you know, I'm like a 31-year-old guy, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, why would anyone do this? After you see it the first time, I'd be like, I'm going to leave. You guys are, like, not of God. And then, but they... you know, I guess it's like the TikTok challenge thing. It's no different than the Tide Pod or whatever challenge you see on TikTok, dance challenge, whatever. Everyone wants to be involved, right? Everyone wants to be doing it. Everyone wants to take part in it. And then I guess that's part of the brother, right? The young brother eventually coming into it. But let me play a clip here of, this is my last clip of the day, folks. But this is a good one, and it kind of leads us into the first seance scene, or whatever you want to call it.
Someone coming? Got it. There you are. Shh, 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 shh.
Sophie's so talented. She's playing, a character that's possessed by another character, and also, the camera movements were quite specific to what she's experiencing, and the camera's revealing things as it's coming around. So she had a lot to think about, but that's just how talented she is as a performer, that she's able to hit all those beats from a performance point of view, and also leaning into the camera side and the visual side as well. So she's able to do everything at once. And she was there for a long time. She had those big scaleras in. We wanted them to be practical, we didn't want to do it in VFX because, if you see bad VFX, it really sticks. And VFX tends to age.
No, but there is a cool, subtle VFX. If you look very closely, after her head tilts back, you can see her iris is growing, which we did in there. So, throughout the scene, she gets more and more, taken over by this spirit, and you can tell the progression of that through the makeup on her face and the state of her eyes.
Yeah, it's using practical merging with VFX is the strongest we feel. So we try to do things as practically as possible with makeup and effects and things like that. And then you kind of, mold them together with VFX. So they're working together, not just this one's going to be VFX. We'll sort it out in post.
Another thing that happened is when her head tilts back, we initially had her hair waving like it was underwater. We had 3D hair, a really awesome effect. And the VFX house, Kojo, did such an awesome job of it. But it just took us out of the reality of the scene because it felt too heightened. And up until that point, the film had been so played realistically that if it went too crazy, too quick, I feel like the audience would be like, oh, this is a movie. We just wanted to, really be in that experience and make it feel as real as possible.
With the possession scenes, and you notice it in this first one, there's a difference in sound and camera movements, a lot more floaty. And also, with sound design, we wanted to show that, we're here, but we're not here. It's we're in a different kind of reality. We're separated from reality a little bit here. We're on the spirit side of things. So there's things that we did with sound and music and performance and visually that signifies when we're in possession mode or in spirit world mode. So
we wanted the camera to sort of be anchored to the spirit that was inside Mia. So all the movements and the things that are happening inside the room, like the door slamming, the camera is reacting to the energy that spirit is putting out there. We also wanted it to feel as if we're circling and looking at things that aren't there, but they are actually there in the spirit world. So Mia is pointing at people that we can't see in the room, but are actually in the room. So realistically, in that room right there, there's probably about 10, 15 predator spirits that are surrounding this boy that have picked him. We want that kid.
But it's not the spirit's point of view, it's Mia's point of view, so that's why you don't see them. It's complicated.
So I really like the seance and possession scenes. That's my favorite stuff here. And I didn't really notice it until they talked about it, but yeah, the cinematography and the vibe shifts when you go into the spirit realm, the spirit mode. That shit's great. That's what you see behind me basically is the spirit mode, where we see we're seeing from Mia's point of view and the spirit's point of view, and the camera's essentially on an axis spinning, and you have various things happening like the door slamming, and it's really intense. It's really well done. That's why I'm even those things ripping off and taking elements from Hereditary, it's really well executed. Great for a debut movie, very well executed. And I think this kind of also speaks to the new era we're entering, because yes, they're new directors, and this is a debut movie, but they're not new creators. They've been creating for a long time, and I think, I just think that's interesting. It's an interesting wrinkle on our current reality is where these new directors that are coming up, they're not necessarily completely fresh. And that explains why maybe this is so well done for a debut.
Yeah, and something that I really enjoyed about this whole scene too is it reminds me of, I'm going to use the words peer pressure, right? They really show what it's like to be at a high school party, and when there's something, this could have easily been drugs. This could have been, this didn't have to be a supernatural movie necessarily. It could have just been seeing someone's psyche devolve throughout the film because of the drugs that these kids are all using. And
no drugs in this movie. I'm surprised how little drugs there are in this movie for their teens. These teens would all be smoking purple cocaine.
Yeah, that is interesting because there are some, like, maybe there's one scene where like it looks like someone might be smoking a joint, but they don't make it. It's just not made to be such a huge focal point.
It's not Friday. It's not Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. They're not handing you the joint through the screen like, "Hey, take a rip, bud."
Which brings up a point that I wrote down here that I was wondering, like, how conservative are horror films? We don't think of horror films as being conservative media, but they certainly have messages that teeter close to that, of like almost like, it seems like it could be anti-drugs, anti-sex, right? Like Jason Voorhees targets
a lot of American ones, yes. A lot of big studio American ones.
I don't know. I just feel like this is
That's a good
almost.
point.
I just feel like this is less. This has like kind of that feel to it, where it's like, watch out for your peer pressure, but it's more of like, watch out for your vulnerable friends succumbing to peer pressure. And I think that that's like kind of what the crux of this film relies on is, there are people in this world that need care. They need to be careful. And
You trust me way too quick.
yeah.
Can't do that. I guess, is it a cautionary tale? Would you say this is a cautionary tale? Is that what you're pulling from this?
Yeah, I feel like, because I feel like, yeah, like I was saying, this could have been a movie about drugs where finally the young kid is like, well, I want to try it, and they're, and it's like, well, we're not going to give you as much, and then they give him a little bit and he overdoses or something like that. And
That's a really interesting point. I hadn't thought about it. I mean, again, I'm just so fresh on this movie. I barely got like 5 hours of sleep last night. Very fresh on this movie. But that's a really interesting point that I hadn't thought of. Is like, you could just substitute it with whatever. But drugs makes a lot of sense. They even say it in the plot. Like, did you give him drugs? There was no drugs in his system. You're okay, Mia. I love you. Join our family.
Yeah.
Sit next to my son with that pair of scissors, please. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's keep trucking here. So yeah, what's the procedure? They grab the hand and they say, talk to me, and then let me, or what is it? What is the other thing? Let
me, or
come inside me.
Yeah, come inside me. I let you in.
I let you in. Yeah. So talk to me, I let you in. And that's kind of inverted later, which is a really fun scene that actually kind of reminded me of, oddly enough, Society, the shunting scene in that, where you see the later on we see the brother in like hell or whatever.
Yeah.
Being just in a gangbang with a bunch of spirits. That's actually interesting. I hadn't thought about that. That's a Society reference right there for sure. Society is a great movie. We need to talk about that one someday. Anyway, I love the scene. Whatever. It goes crazy. This one doesn't go too crazy, but it goes crazy enough to where you're like, why would they want to do this again? And that just kept ringing in my head. And one thing before we leave the party scene here, this is just if you want to have this simulation of watching a movie with Dan, I leaned over to my girlfriend during the party scene. I was like, I went to a couple parties, but I was always there with my friends. The things I say are just so stupid after I think about them. But I was saying, because at one point in the movie, she's like so awkward and alone at the party. And I was like, I never had that experience because I was always like chilling with my boys. You know what I'm saying? I never went to the party alone.
That was where I really felt kinship with Mia, because if I were at a party, it did seem like my friends would quickly disperse to their groups of friends. That's like the history of my life, is like having friends, but then like I could never ingratiate myself with their friends. So I would be kind of like walking into a party and just being like, hey, what's up? And like, that's all I have to say to people.
You're Whitney at the art show?
Yeah, I have to just like really force myself in there, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work out as often as you would think.
Check out The Curse series. It's 5 hours of us talking about Nathan Fielder and Benny Safdie's The Curse. Probably the most comprehensive coverage on the show, actually. Let's keep skipping. I don't know. There's some weird stuff with the boyfriend Daniel. I guess let's just bring that up now. How do you feel about the weird three-way triangle thing between Jade, Mia, and Daniel?
That had me sold on these being young kids because it's so cringy and so awkward. Listening to my niece talk about how relationships are working at her school, it just felt so real to me of being just like, oh man, yeah, there's always like, it seems like there would absolutely be a third wheel to this relationship, and the third wheel is like, oh, but I love Daniel. Like, we held hands once.
Do you remember when we held hands? It's an interesting element. It adds a spice, sugar spice, everything nice to the mix. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it. It's not super developed, right? Because we don't really see he just kind of disappears, right? What happens with Daniel?
Oh, you're asking me? Or was that a...
Yeah, no one gives it... I guess no one gives a shit about him, exactly.
Well, he's kind of there, and then, yeah, at the very end...
He's just like, you crazy bitch, and that's like the last time we see him. Or no, maybe he's at the later seances. Never mind. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, yeah. So you mentioned the later seance. I think we should go ahead and talk about that one.
Let's get into it. Yeah, they host a party at Jade's house, and Jade's mom goes door to door and is like, I like that scene because she just keeps trying to like trick everyone into telling her about the party. So she goes room to room to the different groups. She's like, hey, what time's the party tonight? And they're like, what party?
Yeah, the way she talks to Riley about it is just like, I would have given in. I would have fucked it up probably. I've been like, oh, it's at night. Oh shit.
Yeah, and she's like, if there's a party tonight, you're never coming over again, Riley. I was like, oh my god, what is the past here? It's so interesting. But they throw the party. They invite all the people over. The party hosts from the previous night gather, and they set up the hand again. And, this time it goes crazy. It's like the turn down for what? Doot, doot, doot. It's like that video, but with the hand.
Yeah.
Everyone's busting through the floor and shit. That was directed by the Daniels, by the way. You know that?
Bro, I did not know that.
Turn down for what? Doot, doot, doot. Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. So it's that, and then basically the spice to this one is the brother is like super. The brother's there, right? The brother's at the party because they're throwing it at the house, and he's like, I want to touch the hand. Please let me touch the hand, please. And I don't know. I know they give a guideline. I remember watching the trailer, and they're like 90 seconds is as long as you can go, or they want to stay. How long does the brother go? Because they initially say 50 seconds. But, they go over that because she sees her mom and him or whatever.
Well, I think later Jade, like, when she's yelling at Mia, she points out how, like, she's like, you let him stay in for 2 minutes.
Yeah. And we'll get into the ramifications of that in a moment. But what happens is a scene stealer from Hereditary is where Alex Wolff slams his head on the desk. This kid just out of nowhere... So Mia discovers that he is possessed with the spirit of his mom, allegedly. And she leans back. She's like, Mia. And everyone's like, hey, it's been 90 seconds. You got to stop. And she's like, no. And Mia's like crying on her knees in front of him. And he's like, Mia, I got. And she's the kid. And this is, of course, the brother. Starts slamming his head on the desk, and it's serious immediately. Like, you immediately know, like, oh, there's blood just pouring down his head. Oh, he's breaking his skull and his face open.
Yeah, the sound effects on this one is just, it's so wet. A wet smack and a crunch.
You don't think about it, but your brain certainly does. Because that's why it's probably so effective. Yeah, this is the most disturbing part to me. Because I don't like head trauma. It's very scary, and the idea of like self-inflicted head trauma is crazy. You see this, I know you haven't seen the movie, but this is an element of another movie from a year ago. I'm not going to go any further. But it's always an element that gets a scare out of me. And, you know, it's shocking in the moment because it's his little brother. And you're like, oh, this is the worst possible thing that could fucking happen, right? Like, literally, the mom's like, if there's a party tonight, you're never coming over again, Mia. And, like, yeah, that's crazy, dude. The brother... Because I thought the brother was dead. I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Because at the end, he, like... The sister, like, blocks his head going against, like, a fucking random side thing with her hand. And you're like, oh, he's dead. But he survives. And the family hates Mia. Everyone's like, what the fuck, Mia?
Yeah, even the mother who just immediately is like, what'd you give him? What did you give him?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
she
like...
assumes that they gave him drugs.
Of course, I'm thinking, like, what drugs is going to cause someone to do that? I don't think... That's crazy.
It's just, it's bizarre. It's a bizarre, like, I have you ever heard of a story like this in real life?
No. Can't say that I have.
It'd be a shocking story. You'd be like, what happened? All right. I don't know. The movie goes from there. Basically, Mia just starts getting haunted by visions. So she's not actively using the hand, but she's seeing visions and stuff happening, and she's hearing voices. And you kind of start getting the feeling that, oh, you remember at the beginning, the brother, you know, started going crazy and went like schizo. And that's really the end of this movie is Mia is like fighting between... She keeps talking to her mom. At what point, Adam, I guess... Yeah, I guess I'll ask, at what point, Adam, did you catch on and you're like, maybe she's crazy? Maybe the things she's seeing are not real or they're tricking her.
Well, there's even a scene where, like, what's their name? Haley?
Yeah, Haley.
Haley and Josh are talking, and they're like, didn't Duckett say that these things can imitate? And on a second rewatch, you notice at the beginning... when Cole goes to pick up his brother Duckett, and his brother's like, you're not him. And I think when I started to put the pieces together is when, probably too late compared to everyone else, but it's when, like, she's talking to her mom and her mom's like, that's not your that's not your dad. They're imitating him. I think that's when I was like, I don't trust this lady.
I believe the dad. I was like, I think this dad's telling the truth. He's like crying. And then she's like, you know, she starts doubting him immediately. It's like, he's not telling the truth. Because she keeps hearing from the mom that the mom's saying, I did not kill myself.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, I didn't mean to or something. And the father's like, no, here's her suicide note. And then she's like, she hears from the spirit, he's lying. And she's like, I gotta get out of here. She runs to her room, and then we start getting, like, basically hallucinations. The father's chasing after her, banging on her bedroom door to break in, but then we cut to him just downstairs, like, chilling. He's like, oh, I hope my daughter's okay. I know I just read her mother's suicide note. I love her very much. And then upstairs, you just see, bang, 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 let me in, let me in. And obviously at that point, I'm like, okay, so she's completely broken from reality. And what we're seeing cannot be trusted. She's not a reliable narrator. And at that point, I don't know, I started getting mad at the character, which is good characterization, because at that point, you're supposed to turn on Mia by this point.
Yeah. Which is something that I feel like horror films can only do the best. Like, you watch a drama and people might be upset, but horror fans watching, like, that's just par for the course, right? Of being like, yeah, I'm here and I'm okay with watching my main character become someone I don't like anymore. And, like, you know, that there's doom spelled for their future.
Yeah, sometimes they gotta go. And I want to, I guess, mention here that the scene where Daniel's feet get sucked, I like how they portray this, which is basically Mia will have a vision of something, like she'll have a vision of something crawling in and like sucking on Daniel's toes, and she's like, Daniel, wake up, wake up, wake up. And you're not sure if this thing's like eating his foot at this point or something, or sucking on them. And she regains consciousness along with Daniel, and she's sucking on his toes. And this kind of happens throughout in weird ways where, in the scene where the dad's beating on the door, he breaks in and starts beating her ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of crazy, right? He's like throwing her against the wall and shit. And then basically she goes to grab the scissors, and I saw it happen. I saw it coming, like the motion of everything, where it's like, oh, the dad's going to get into the actual position where the ghost was, and she's going to stab him in the neck. And that happens. So I wouldn't say it's a negative, but I definitely was able to, I don't know what you would say, telegraphed. I feel like everything was telegraphed quite a bit to me. I was able to pick up on as things were happening. So some things didn't come as a shock. Like that scene didn't come as a shock because you saw it playing out as. Did you also see it? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
You just kind of see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, this is about to happen.
And I gotta wonder if that's intentional. Because it's like one of the things. One of the best parts about a good scary movie is the tension of knowing what might happen. Right.
Yeah. It's maybe it's intentional. Maybe. That's why I say it's not a negative, but I definitely there's a bunch of things. I guess I didn't see the ending coming. I wasn't sure. Now, let's just cut to the ending. So, for some reason, the brother, what is his name? Jade's younger brother, Riley. Riley keeps coming to, and he keeps trying to commit suicide by banging his head on shit. How do you explain this, Adam? I guess I just want to bring this up before we get it right into the end zone. What do you think is happening here? What is your take? Like, because they just talk about blowing the candle out, and they're like, maybe we have to bring him in. We have to talk to him, and they bring the hand into the hospital and shit. Like, my first thought was like, they must have blown out the candle, right? It's not still burning.
Right. Like, so, yeah, like the candle was blown out at some point. I think it's just the matter of he was in there longer than 90 seconds. And I mean, Cole,
they want to stay.
When they meet up with Cole, he even says like, look, your body will naturally dispel this shit, which I don't know how he knows that. His brother didn't do it, but that's the cool thing.
I was surprised he survived, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. And I think that's like the cool thing about this movie is like, there's so much lore that doesn't get explored necessarily, which you don't need that.
It's like The Empty Man.
The Empty Man, The Empty Man, The Empty Man.
The Empty Man. I think that's one we can release. Look forward to that, folks. So I guess so he's in there for over 2 minutes and they want to stay. So you think he's actually possessed at this point?
Yeah, because like he even like as he's bashing his head the second time, he starts licking up the blood and laughing, which
that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's not just a mentally ill boy. Maybe it's not right. And you're thinking it just kind of leaks its way out, kind of just leaches out into the atmosphere.
Yeah, because we get to see the during the ending, we see Riley being normal.
Him leave, and he gets discharged and leaves with his family. So yeah, he returns to normal. That's good, right? Riley gets a good ending, so good for him. Kind of another similarity to Hereditary, honestly. So the whole ending is basically Mia's in there with she's like. She stabs her father, and she immediately is like, I got to go to the hospital to save Daniel, because she saw the vision of him in hell or whatever, and she's like, I got to save him. And at this point, we're like, that's not even real, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Oh, you said Daniel. I was just correcting you live on air. Yeah.
There you go. There you go, folks.
Her alleged mother is like, you have to put him out of his misery. And like the whole, like, so yeah, she's there at the hospital with the fucking scissors, the same scissors she used on her dad. And we have like a touching scene between her and the mother, because the mother's like, look, I'm so sorry for what I did earlier.
Miranda Otto.
Yeah. You know, she's like, you're not Riley's friend, your family, and like, of course he wants you to be here. And I thought that was very touching, despite the fact of what's, happening underneath.
It was infuriating, yeah, though, because I was just like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, and then, because like Mia had called Jade to get her out of the hospital. She's like, you got to come to my house and you'll see everything.
Mm-hmm. To get her away, basically, from the hospital.
Yeah. And that's when we have...
When she gets in there... Yeah, you see, she hallucinates the old man, who's the only credited spirit, on the bed, and he's like, "Fucking kill me, bitch! Stab me in the neck right here."
He's like, "Touch me." And then I thought it was. I just thought it was interesting. Yeah. So instead of stabbing him, though, because like there at like the last minute, she like looks down and she sees Riley again, and his eyes are kind of open. So she instead. Miranda Otto comes back to the hospital room and no one's there, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Grabs a nurse and she's like, "Hey bitch, where's my son?" And great scene, I think, just like showing workers there at the hospital of like, well, he's supposed to be right here. He's not here.
Yeah, and then you have Jade basically is back in the parking lot. She's called the mom, is like, she's dangerous. And she gets in the parking lot and she sees Mia with Riley. She's like wheeling Riley on a wheelchair, just on the interstate up on this rural road looking thing. And yeah, she's basically going to throw him into traffic. And you're like, "No, don't do it, Mia." And she ends up throwing herself into traffic. Right?
Yeah. Which I think like that's similar to the like all the other scenes we've seen, like of the foot sucking and the stabbing your dad, where it's like, in her mind, she probably did push Riley into traffic.
I wasn't sure. Do they show her pushing him into traffic?
No, you just see her like let go of the wheelchair, and then you see from like the interior of a car driving, like something smashes against something. Smash.
Which very cool, by the way. You don't see that in many movies, like a very realistic interior car crash shot. I don't know. I don't feel like I see that very often. Maybe I don't see enough movies like this, but
reminded me of Adaptation when their car gets smashed from the, you see it from the interior of the car. It's very jarring because that's how you would see it if you got in a car accident.
Just really confusing, yeah. Like what's even happening? Yeah, and she dies right there, right? You don't notice it. You don't realize it until a few minutes after that, when it cuts to her in the hospital and she sees, the lights are turning it on and off, flickering, and there's people leaving. It's really surreal and dreamy. And she's seeing her father walking around the hospital, etc. And it starts to sink in like, oh, Mia's dead. Mia just died. And I thought it was a really cool representation of that. And to be honest, she kind of deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah, she... Damn, that's pretty harsh.
I'm sorry, dude. That's how I felt in the moment. I was just like, thank God. She was not gonna... I don't know. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that ending? Go ahead and explain your thoughts and feelings on it.
I think it's, like I said earlier, horror does it best where you can have your main character get pulled all through all sorts of shit and then not have them come out at the end like squeaky clean and A-okay. Like they did not, her hero's journey goes the wrong way. And yeah, I just love how she's just in total darkness, and then you hear the sound of a match go, lights up a cool little silhouette of her, side shot of her. And that's when we see, like, she's walking towards the and that's, I feel like for me, like, I'm not bragging. I feel like you're supposed to get it. You're like, oh God, no. And like, there's a hand kind of outstretched, and she takes that hand, and all of a sudden, like, whoosh, she's in some foreign country where people are, staring at her, and they're all, they got the same setup as we've seen before. You got the candle, you got everyone around with their phones out, and now they're all looking at Mia because she's dead. And like they said earlier, like if you die with them inside of you, like they're going to take you.
Yeah, I just took it more vague, like this. You're just contacting dead. She's now in the dead pool. But I don't know, interesting thought.
She's in the dead
I like that
zone.
I like that ending a lot. And I like that she's all chewed up and fucked up because, right, that's how you see people, the drowned woman that Mia first sees in her first possession thing. She's now a crash victim. I don't know. Pretty cool. Cool movie. I enjoyed myself. My girlfriend liked it, which is rare. It's a rare W for the Philippou brothers. So I've heard some mixed things about Bring Her Back. Only in that I've heard it's really fucked up.
Oh, okay.
And I heard one person I think said they didn't like it. I don't know, but we'll see. That is Talk to Me. Adam, do you have any remaining thoughts on Talk to Me? Anything we want to talk about before we move on?
Just that if you're an aspiring filmmaker and you're trying to figure out what your first film should be, this movie was made on a $4.5 million budget, and it made $92 million at the box office. So we would call that a success. And I think that, like, it makes sense, right? Like Steven Spielberg's first few movies were, thrillers, maybe not necessarily horror films, but it was about a shark that was a slasher, a slasher in the sea. And yeah, I really like this as like a debut film of these guys being like, yeah, we're going to make horror films. The bar is pretty low to get in, and horror audiences, I love saying horror. We're here for a good time, not a long time. You can make an 1.5-hour movie, and as long as you disturb me, scare me, you're going to have me rooting for you. And I thought that was I just thought that was a cool factor in this movie.
I guess before we move completely on, there is some information about both a prequel and a sequel. In August of 2023, Danny and Michael Philippou said they had finished shooting a prequel short film with the story exploring Duckett's backstory, which leads into the character's introduction in the movie. Production was completed consecutively from perspective screen life storytelling through mobile phones and social media. Sonny Johnson features as Duckett. The filmmakers stated that they intend to release this project in the future. Later that month, the filmmakers revealed that sequences from the project were released by anonymously uploading them online and as means of marketing for Talk to Me. These sequences were removed from the internet due to complaints and concerns about their content. The sequences will be officially released at a future date. Interesting. Concerns about their content. Okay. And then there's something about a sequel. In August of 2023, same month, the Philippous confirmed plans to develop a sequel, stating they had already written sequences for the project. Later that month, A24 announced a sequel titled Talk to Me, with the number 2 in the middle. Said it was in development, with the studio releasing the sequel's official logo at the same time. Danny and Michael Philippou will return as co-directors from a script written by returning writers Danny and Bill Heinzman. I guess we should mention that before we move on. Written by Danny Philippou and Bill Heinzman. A concept by Daley Pearson. Daley Pearson is a person, and they played in Thor, I guess. I don't know. And cinematography by Aaron McCliskey. Really good cinematography. Don't know who they are, and don't have a hyperlink, but really good work. Music was really good. Editing was really good. Geofflam editor. Music by Cornell Wilczek. All really good job. And yeah, that take home is crazy. $92 million. You'd feel on top of the world as a fucking indie director, basically, being like, oh yeah, I just made my fucking production company or whatever a ton of money. Do you recommend Talk to Me, Adam? I assume you do, based on what you've said, but just want to ask.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Watch this movie, folks. It's it's a clean 90 minutes, 95 minutes. And yeah, I thought it was just a really good use of the time, really good, beautifully shot. Like I said, if you want to watch a cool movie that has a take on like the peer pressure of being a teenager, and a movie about grief that's not the Babadook, check this one out. Isn't Miranda Otto in the Babadook?
Look that up for me. Do I recommend the Talk to Me movie? I sure do. I think it's a good one. And it makes me excited to check out their other movies. And is it a good Halloween pick, I guess? I don't know if you answered that part of the question. I don't think I asked it. It is a good Halloween movie. Check it out. It's spooky. It'll make your girlfriend like, grab your hand. She'll be like, I'm sorry, I grabbed your hand really hard. And I'm like, it's all good. It's a good movie. I liked watching it. Check it out. Adam said it's on HBO Max, so sounds like it's widely available. Even though HBO Max is like goddamn like $15 or some shit. So expensive.
It's cheaper than Netflix, though.
This is crazy shit, man. I can't deal with it. Adam, is it my pick next week? I guess so, huh? Shit. Oh my God. I guess I might as well pull it up real quick. You already know what I'm going to pick, right, Adam? You remember? Or do you don't remember?
My memory is also shot.
Hell yeah. Next week, get ready for our final Halloween spooktacular of this month. I say this month because I don't know what's happening next month. We'll see what's happening. But of this month, our not penultimate. This was our penultimate. Our last and final episode of the Halloween season is going to be covering 2010's The Last Exorcism, directed by Daniel Stamm. It is a found footage supernatural horror film starring Patrick Fabian and Ashley Bell. It is about who is it? What is the name? It's about Reverend Cotton Marcus, a cynical preacher who has turned to tactics of trickery and whatnot to make money, and he comes face to face with the devil himself. I'm not gonna. You gotta be careful with the gender on the devil.
Yeah, don't misgender the devil.
I'm trying not to. So yeah, we'll be watching 2010's The Last Exorcism. This movie means a lot to me. I really loved this movie when it came out. I think I saw it in theaters, but I definitely own the DVD. I used to watch the B features, and it'd be like real tapes of demon exorcisms, and I'd be like, "This is too scary. I can't watch this." So I'm excited to maybe find those and check those out again. But you ever heard this one, Adam?
Yeah, in fact, I've seen this one. I've only watched it once. Very excited to see it again.
Yeah, if you'll remember, it has in addition to Patrick Fabian, a beautiful guy, and Ashley Bell, this is also one of the first roles I ever saw Caleb Landry Jones in, the redheaded guy who's really creepy in this movie.
Nice.
He plays the brother. But yeah, I'm excited. Check it out, folks, and join us in that discussion.
This Halloween, find fun somewhere new. Pillsbury Halloween cookies. Cookies! With pumpkins and bats in the middle. Just slice, bake, and eat, and make their holiday the Doughboy way before Halloween vanishes.
Do you have a minute, Adam? Do you have a minute?
I have a minute.
Before we go, folks, I want to... I didn't get to do this last night. In the mail, I got my new A24. I'm part of the AAA 24 membership. And I got my new zine in the mail. It is labeled after fucking the Smashing Machine, and it's really cool, and there's a lot of cool graphics in it. But basically, this month it also came with a scratch off, and basically it says, "Winning is the best feeling there is. Scratch to reveal all 9 symbols. Match 3 in a row to win." So we're gonna do a scratcher real quick and see if I win anything. I have to grab a coin, though. I was not prepared. One sec. So what I could win, folks, here is I could win a $5 gift card. I could win a $10 gift card. I could win a $24 gift card. And I could win the grand prize. The grand prize is like a 1998 Mercedes compressor. It's like a red convertible. So if I win that here live on the podcast, that'll be very fun. But I very much doubt it.
That's some content right there.
We're going to get scratch, and it says scratch to reveal. All match 3 in a row to win. So I assume I just scratch in a row and see what happens.
All right, here we go.
All right. We're going with the first one. We got a glass of milk. All right, glass of milk in the first spot. We're going to go in another row here. All right, this one does not match, so it's not good. So we're just going to quit already on that one. Good. Let's see if this one has a glass of milk on it. No, it doesn't match, but it is a grand prize one. So let's see. Let's go to the right. See if we get a grand prize. Oh, it's not looking good, but we are looking good on a glass of milk. I think we can go diagonal. Let's see. Let's see if we can go diagonal for oh, we got three glasses of milk in a row. That is a $10 gift card.
Yay!
Yay! I think that's it though.
You can get $10 off a Boa's Afraid pajama set.
Oh hell yeah! I thought about getting that. All right, yeah, that's it. Well, it's fun, folks. I was real close to winning the grand prize. I only got one of them on my square, but I did get a $10 gift card. So that'll go with my other $10 gift cards and my credit on my account. So like, I'm only gonna have to pay like $15 for Eddington or I Saw a TV Glow. So that's awesome. Anyway, love A24. Check out the Smashing Machine. Adam, do you have any spooky, ooky? Do you have anything to say to our spooky, ooky people that are going Halloween trick-or-treating, going to Halloween parties this week?
Make sure you take full advantage of checking out your kids' candy. You can get free candy that way if you have children. So make sure you tell them you have to test it. And
test that candy.
That's my important part of this Halloween. Make sure there's no needles in the Snickers bar. You got to eat the whole thing so your kids are safe. Remember that.
That's our show, folks. Have a great night.
Make Halloween.
Pretty funny movie, huh?
What are you, a nut? This is scary.
Scary? This isn't scary. If you want horror, you gotta go with the classics. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman.
Ooh.
Spooky, huh?
Oh, they're cool. I could send one to my mother.
You'd mail these? These are special editions. You're really starting to freak me out.
Special edition stamps now at the post office. Some stamps you just can't let.